I'm going to show some of the different feet attachments and then all the different stitches that correspond with them. So first, when you turn on your machine, what first is going to come up as the automatic one is stitch number 1. And then for that stitch, we use the J foot, which is usually the basic foot. This is what it looks like. And then all the letters correspond, so it says J in there. And then on the machine, what's cool is it comes up with the foot that is needed for that certain stitch. So how you put on a foot is there's a little metal bar right there. So you line it up, and there's a piece that will click in with it. So what you do is you line it up, and then when you bring down the foot, it should click like that, and then that's how you know that it's attached. So for this, here are all the different stitches. One of the ones that we use pretty often is you still use the J foot. This is usually a nice zigzag stitch if you want to get something a little bit better sewn in that makes sure that it won't really come apart. Another one that we use a lot is stitch number 12, which is overcasting, and that makes sure that your fabric won't fray. So here you're going to see that it says you need a G foot. So that is this one. And then this, like I said, is for overcasting. So how you take off the foot is in the back of the machine. You will feel a little black, almost like button. And when you press that, it'll drop the foot for you. I usually put it in here just so you don't lose it. Then we're going to take the G foot and put it on. And you always want to put your threads to the back to make sure that it's not getting in your way as you sew. Alright, so some of the other stitches are kind of just for design. They're not really for a certain use, but one that is we use the button foot. So all the button stitches are from 42 to 49. You can choose whatever different one you want. There's different shapes and sizes. So for this, what you do is you want to put this piece to the back. So you want the shorter part to be in the front. And then what you do is usually line up your button, however big it is, so it knows how big to make your buttonhole. You take that and you put it on like that. And then, like I said, you can switch it. A good one that I usually use is just 46. It's a nice basic square one. So that'll, once again, it'll tell you what foot you need, so you never have to be guessing or look stuff up. It has it right here for you. And then the last foot I wanted to show was an open toe foot. So we use this a lot with our kids when we teach the classes because this is very good at helping you line up and make sure that you stay straight. So it's a clear foot that looks like this. It doesn't have a letter or anything corresponding to it. It's just another, I guess, substitution for the J foot. It does not come with the machine though. This is an add-on, but it's definitely a good piece to have. I think it's very useful. So usually when I'm doing this stitch, I go to number 3 to keep it in the middle. So number 3 is also just a regular straight stitch. It's just depending on where the needle's lined up. So you see right now it's in the middle, but if I were to go to the next one, it just moves it over to the left a little bit. Okay, so for this, how I like to line this up is you keep the fabric on the inside edge of this foot, and for some reason whenever you're sewing with it, it just helps you line it up and keep it straight a lot better. So kids who usually have some trouble lining it up end up getting their lines perfect. So when you press down on the pedal, it'll just sew like that. Or if you want to get it a little bit closer, you never want to change the needle position when it's down. That is not good for the machine, so you always lift up the needle. Alright, we're going to change it to 3. And now we're a little bit closer to the edge, so you can get a really close stitch. And then if that's not close enough for you, what you can do is we have these over here. So the top one, that is going to adjust your stitch length. So if you want to do a basting stitch, you'd make that higher, but this bottom one is where the needle placement is. So say I want it really over to the right, I'm gonna hit plus, and it's gonna move it over. So you can kind of customize it to however far left or right you would like the needle in case the regular stitches aren't what works for you.